This is a safe space where you will feel empowered to embrace who you are, supported without reservation or expectation, and not judged for being pretty messy. Hi guys, welcome to the Pretty Messy podcast. You're with your hosts Michelle and
Zoe, and this is our first podcast. Today we're going to introduce us, get to know us, about our well-being journey and everything else in between. So let's get into it. We do have a little bit of show and tell today. So Michelle,
I have two little guests here. So these are my newest little Sony Angels. I'm showing the camera, guys. I know you guys can't see, but there's a new little garlic to the collection, and I actually got my dream little mini lop ear bunny. So my two Sony Angel babies, and Zoe loves these. She hasn't actually got any of them, but
I am not a trinket person, but I didn't know it until the first time I ever went to Michelle's house, and she just has so many trinkets.
She saw my whole 50 collection of Sony Angel naked babies, and I was like, welcome to my naked baby collection, and she just died over how cute they are, because they're so cute, aren't they?
They are so cute.
I literally can't deal with how adorable they are, and look at their little butts and their little angel wings. Anyways, yeah, but I just thought they're a little star of the show today to sit in on our podcast. But yeah, how did you get into well-being, Zoe?
I was pretty into the partying when I was young, hard into the partying. And
I think we all were.
Yeah, we all had that stage, right? And then I didn't go to the gym or anything. I was super skinny, and I was just I have a fast metabolism, but I was just drinking all of the time. And I think I just got sick of it. And I went to this personal training gym actually to start. And I really got into it. I was going 6 days a week. I stopped drinking, cold turkey on it.
How old were you when that happened?
I would say I'm 23, maybe 22, 23.
Yeah.
And he actually suggested that I try competing, which I think is not part of my well-being journey, but it showed me a different side of fitness and everything like that.
Yeah.
But because I started into that, I did get really into nutrition and tracking food
routine,
and going to the gym and things. So I guess that's kind of where I started at. The surface level anyway. I think it's only in the recent 3-4 years that I've gotten really deep into it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of trials and tribulations with competing as well. There's a lot of things you hear about, and it must have been a hard, kind of verging unhealthy mindset with well-being. You know what I mean? Without
sure.
Not having balance. It's a lot about controlling what you're eating, and routine super strict. You know what I mean? It's very different to having a balanced lifestyle.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And even after competing, after you've been so strict for so long, that mind games that you play with yourself and your body fat, and
because you're conditioned to think a certain way, and it's really hard to break out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it was I love that I had that dedication, and it did start me off into learning about all things that encompass wellness. But for me, I don't think that that's part of my future anymore. I wouldn't go back to competing. I love the gym, and I love eating good for me now, but I do not want to weigh all my food, and I don't want to eat the same thing.
True.
So I think it's wellness is so different for everyone, hey, because you have a different story too on how you got into it.
Well, I started getting into fitness when I was really, really young because of weight. I felt ever since I turned into a teenage girl, weight was a big thing. Whether my parents said it, friends at school, it's one of those things you don't want to be overweight or be classed as fat, what people would call you if you were overweight in school. So I would always be exercising in a guilty way if I didn't exercise, and I felt I was fat, even though I was not. I literally weighed 20 kgs. You know what I mean? I was so skinny, and I was probably so thin and fit. I would always run, go to the gym, treadmill. It was a lot of cardio based as well. I never weight trained. It was always running, cycling, just super cardio based. Like I didn't really know anything about fitness or food. So that's how I kind of started in fitness and getting in a routine with fitness, and actually like falling in love with how fitness made me feel in terms of like mentally. Because when I didn't exercise, I felt like lethargic, like super low energy, like I wanted to sleep all the time, like I had no energy. Like, and when I did consistently work out throughout the week and have a consistent routine, I had so much energy. I was able to like sleep 8 hours and feel well rested, and like exercise every day without feeling like my body was tired also. Because once you kind of get into like the routine fitness, like your body's very, like it's really strong, like it adapts to your lifestyle, and like you don't feel like tired. Like, you know, when you first start exercising, your muscles hurt all the time and stuff, but when you're consistently like moving and you're fit, your body kind of just keeps up with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it adjusts.
I think as well, like when we first started fitness, both of us thought like skinny was fitness and wellness, whereas like now we know like just being the slimmest you is like not fitness, it's not wellness. And but back then when we were younger, we had no other idea of what it was, instead of like only like Victoria's Secret models, or
so true.
Like the slimmer the better.
But also like I guess the trend back then as well in the 90s, like it was like the skinny, really thin model kind of physiques that were in. But now it's like curvy, like, you know, there's a different kind of trend with like bodies. So I think like back then we probably were more influenced in like wanting to be really thin because that was the stereotypical beauty. You know what I mean?
But now we're like more in tune with ourselves, so it's like what we want and how we feel, rather than like, I think wellness is like a feeling rather than like a certain look.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when you're young, you do get kind of caught up in like the looks of it, and rather than like caring about your well-being for how you actually feel. And I think like that's the biggest thing I learned as I've grown older. Like we're now like both like 30, and throughout our 20s, like we've just realized that it is all about how you feel, like mentally, your mindset and everything like that, rather than like a physical type or physical look that you're trying to go for. Like we don't exercise to look a certain way. Like obviously it would be nice to look a certain way and like our bodies look good. That's like kind of like the aesthetic benefit of working out, but it's more about getting in that routine so we are feeling good and like on the right track mindset wise and mentally for our life.
And it's a constant like journey. Like I think wellness is a forever thing. There's no like before and after photo, because
so
that's not what it is. It's like it's every day you want to be feeling good. You want to be feeling like you can do anything. You want to like look in the mirror and feel good. And I think like there's a whole range of things that encompass wellness.
It's so true, because I think like when you have a different mindset or your perspective on it, you look at it so differently. Like comparing to how my perspective was when I was younger, like I thought you had to work out every day and eat little to nothing to be really skinny, and I thought that was how you got skinny and stayed a certain weight. Whereas now I look at it so differently. I eat what I want and I intuitively eat. Like if I'm hungry, I eat. You know, I'm not like shaming myself for eating too many calories. Like as long as I'm moving my body, that helps my mental health. Like I don't really care what I eat. Like I'm not like really like restrictive. Do you feel that? Just listen to your body and what it needs, you know?
Yeah, well, I think I told you that story yesterday, how like when I was younger, me and my friend would eat Halo Top, which I'm sure everyone knows what it is, like a protein ice cream. So it's got protein in it. It's not even bad. It's not many calories. But I would eat that and then I would feel so guilty. I would go to the gym on the stepper machine like until I'd worked off
That's so sad.
that same amount of calories. Like I wouldn't get off. I'd be on there for like hours. It's crazy. So I definitely think that you're right, and it's just so different for us now. And it's like now we eat to like feel good, and what makes us feel good, and we exercise to feel good, not to like look a certain way or punish our bodies. So I think we're going to really get into that some more. But
what would you say like your main struggles were that you met with like well-being and having a balance?
I think coming out of competing, I did have like a few months where I was binge eating,
Oh,
and
okay,
I got to like a weight that I had not ever been before, and I mean, like, I hated the gym. I didn't want to be there. And I just kind of asked myself, like, is this how you want to keep going? Is this like how you want to feel? Like, I felt sluggish. I was eating so bad, so much sugar all the time. And then I just I joined a new gym, actually. I changed gyms. I moved apartments. And I just kind of like told myself I'm starting fresh, and that was so good for me.
Yeah.
I actually do that though. Like, whenever I run into a problem, like, I always want to start afresh and like leave the country, go somewhere else.
That is so Zoe.
But it for me, it works. Like, I know it's like running away from your problems a little bit, but for me, I'm
but
it's a clean slate.
Yeah, it's fresh perspective. I think when you're in a different environment, you feel like maybe you feel like it's a placebo where you are starting fresh and it's a fresh mindset because you're like, not in the same kind of space where you can actually look at things differently in a different space. You know?
Yeah, no, I think that's true. And I definitely think there's like less dramatic ways to start a clean slate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that binge eating was something I really struggled with, and
yeah, that must be really hard.
Yeah, but since I've gone through that and like I've healed from it, I don't have like those tendencies anymore. Like I don't know how long it took me to heal from it, but like now the thought of doing something like binge eating, it just doesn't appeal to me. And I think that's because like probably my hormones are like way more balanced out. You know, I'm going to the gym when I want to, like better mindset.
Yeah.
I definitely think that helps. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest struggles that I had. And especially coming from competing, was putting on body fat after competing, because you do get so low in your body fat. But that was many years ago now, so I don't really feel like I struggle with those things now. I feel like if we fall out of routine, like we spend a lot of time together, and we go to the gym a lot, we eat like together a lot, we go to appointments together, like we hang out all of the time. And I think that if we fall out of our routine, like that's
we hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Like last night we were out, we had like a girls' day where we got our nails done, and we had like Nando's together, and we both felt so full after Nando's. Zoe is not a gym like night person, whereas I am. Like, I could go at any time of the day, especially at night. But she like can't go at night, and she was like, no, Michelle, I literally cannot go. And I was like doing these Snapchat filters on her, and there was one that looked like a potato.
Oh my god.
And she was like, oh my god, no, we need to go to the gym because I don't want to be a potato and just be like lazy today because we did nothing. And I was just like, yeah, no, I agree, we need to just go and move our bodies. So like, yeah,
we're good at like telling each other
Yeah.
that it's not like she was calling me any names, like it was like just a joke. But it's so nice to like have a best friend that is into the same thing.
Yeah, it's so true, because I feel like when you have someone that is on the same frequency as you and what you want to achieve in terms of like mindset and what you want out of your life, and what you envision, I feel like we have very similar goals in that way, and like the routine that we want to have daily is like similar. So I feel like we just match on that level, so we're able to just support each other in doing that, and we both like to do the same things. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it easy then to do everything together because we like the same lifestyle in a way.
That's so true. And that's actually how we met, is like we were both, I guess, we're very into manifestation and energies and things like that. So we'll definitely talk about that more as episodes go on. But basically how we met was I was getting my makeup done for my birthday.
Yes.
And I actually called and changed my appointment last minute to the store that Michelle works at. And
wait, I actually didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I actually
I was
didn't.
booked at the Chadstone one.
No.
And then I last minute, the day before, I was like, I saw the appointment pop up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's a way better time for me. So then when we like met, we realized that we started talking, and we realized we lived in the same building.
Yeah.
And then we were like heavy on like manifestation. Like that whole time was like the energy was so good between us. She was doing my face, which Oh my god, she nailed, by the way. Like I've never had anyone do my makeup as good as Michelle did. But we just like hit it off, and I think we've been hanging out with each other ever since.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
It's so funny.
I remember when I was doing your makeup, like I was like, oh my god, this girl, like I really like her, but is it like too forward for me to be like, oh, like we should hang out if you're in the same building? Because I just moved to Melbourne as well, like 10 months ago. So
and I just moved back from overseas, like literally 2 months ago
we both
as
were,
well,
like,
the
fresh
same time.
in Melbourne again, and it was just like we met at that time, and it was fresh when I first moved here, and I was like, I want more girlfriends that are like a similar mindset and want to do the same things as me. And the fact that I met you and you literally were like saying, I was like, whoa, I need to hang out with this girl. Like,
yeah, because I'd just gotten back from living overseas, and I felt like some of my, like, I was super reflective on my time away, and I felt like some friendships like weren't
aligning with
me, and like, yeah, you know, the energies weren't matching as well. And so I was like thinking the same thing. It was my birthday. I was like, I really would love to have like another bestie in my circle. And then like we met that day, and I was like, no way.
I know we always say that, like how like the universe
so
brought
crazy.
each other. It brought both of us to
together.
Each other's life, and we like completely had the same like frequency that we just like attracted each other
that day.
Which I find is so crazy. The world is so like, the universe is so magical in how it like brings people together. And we always think that we were definitely meant to meet that day.
Oh, for sure.
So we've been hanging out ever since, and then we just wanted to start this podcast because we just want to share more about our journeys being citizens of the world. We obviously don't have like a degree in fitness or like nutrition or anything like that, but we just want to talk about our journeys as just normal girls, you know, in wellness and well-being.
And I think as well, like, we want to be here for you guys, because like before Michelle, I was kind of like doing everything wellness and fitness alone. Like I have friends that are kind of into it, but not on the same like life path as Michelle and I are. And so I think that we want to be here for you guys. We want to be friends with you guys and be on this wellness journey all together, because like we said, it's a forever thing, and we're always growing and evolving, and I'm sure you guys are as well. But we want to know you guys to know that we are here for you just as much as we're here for each other.
It's always nice, I think, when you're part of a community with people that are like-minded. Like you do feel like you're part of something bigger, and like you have like a purpose in a way too, because I feel like there's so many different paths you can go down in life and so many lifestyles, but I think like we found that well-being and wellness was definitely the lifestyle that we feel the most happy and like safe space in, and we want to like share that with everyone. We want to like just like share our voice in terms of like, we're not perfect, like we get it wrong sometimes too, but we're still trying to navigate that with well-being and wellness. And I think it is like a really broad topic. There's so many things that go into it, and like that's why we want to bring this podcast to you, because we want to discuss all those elements like mind, body and soul with wellness that we're so passionate in. And I think we're so excited to just like share some of our things that we do for ourselves, and I hope that it helps you guys as well.
I think it's going to be a really fun time.
But I think that's all that we're going to have for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, and we will be coming out with a next podcast next week. So we will be doing weekly podcasts, and each week we'll have a different topic. But stay tuned, and we
can't wait to speak to you soon.
We'll see you soon. Bye.